Yo, good morning, everybody. It's your man, Asriel, the one. What's going on? Let me get my glasses here, because I'm about to go ham on this broad. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I just had a gut-busting run of laughter just now. Apparently, Bigotry Free TV wants to challenge people to a debate. Now, I didn't think I'd do another video on this chick this soon, but I think I'm just gonna go in. Cause I mean, I'm sorry, like I understand you guys are used to me like doing my videos in such a way where I break down people, and I've gotten away from that. So today is a perfect opportunity to tackle the argument. Now, all jokes aside, before I get started, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Of course, I gotta thank my viewers, subscribers. I appreciate everything you guys do by checking them out, sharing my videos, and well, doing what you do, which is watch, partake, and give your feedback. Of course, I gotta get my customary ashtray and what have you. Now, it just goes without saying a few key things. Now, of course, again, that's my first main admin note, but now the second one. This week, I'm still doing some research with a few topics for my introspection and We Are Family series. I'm really trying to fish for some ideas. If you haven't seen the last video, it should be coming out today, which was introspection episode 4. It will have the email to the show's email. You can email directly. I'm going to hook it up to my phone so that way I'm always on the go with that email, and I'm therefore always in contact with you. So, excuse me. Much better. Secondly, with the turn of the new year, school schedule getting ready to start back from next week, videos are going to slow down. Generally because I'm on a Monday through Thursday schedule with some day and night classes. So it's going to really require me to start making these videos a week in advance. So even though the videos will come out on a certain schedule, they probably will be recorded prior to so that I can just upload them. I know it sucks. I really don't have the energy to sit down there every day and devote this time and still have enough time to do work and then study. So you'll have to look for the videos to come out on a weekend to weekend basis. If I can get them up during the week, no pun intended, if I can get it up during the week, I will certainly do that. But for right now, I want you guys to realize coming into it, there's only going to be them coming out maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, but Friday through Sunday, you can definitely look forward to seeing them. If you want to subscribe for alerts to when I actually put up a video, please do. Now, this idiot, Miss Bigotry Free TV, I have to admit, I was very remiss in trying to break down her argument. In fact, I've done that over the last couple of videos where I just kind of, poke the bear, but not really talk to you about it. So I'm going to talk to you about it. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to basically I'm going to put up the definitions she used in her video, and then I'm going to go and break down her argument. So without further ado, right. So now, sweetheart, let me explain something to you. Have you ever heard the phrase, children should be seen and not heard? I mean, everybody black has heard this statement. We all know that initially it did apply to women, but over time the definition changed and it evolved to include children, immature adults, which is what you are. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk directly about your kids. Now, I need to remind you that in your video about the blended family, you swung first at that man's kid. Now, I saw the video in question where he talked about your children's reaction to the trailer, and I want to just say straight for the fact that, one, miss, you are a liar. The man did not take a pot shot at your kids. The man basically said this: A, they didn't talk about the trailer, they talked about him. And B, I'm willing to bet, and this is my personal worldview, that you simply wanted to put a spin on it to make it look like something it wasn't. And finally, C, your kids had no business addressing an adult in the first place. I think I've even made this clear to you in the comment section, to which you called me, well, I was a fucked up individual. No, see, that's the problem with black parents today. They want to be their kids' friends, they're their freaking parents. Let's keep it real. Your kids had no business addressing an adult, regardless of what you feel. Now, if it's between you and your kids, by all means, who am I to tell you how your kids should address you? You do what's best for your home. But when it comes to another adult, you and your kids were out of order. Now, as you saw those definitions, sweetheart, trying to prove your intelligence, let me explain something to you. You could be book smart for all get out in the world, but you certainly don't apply your intelligence very well. In fact, given by the definitions, and of course I'm looking over it because I have them written down, but given by the fact that you use these words, you certainly misapply quite a few of them. Like chauvinist. Let me ask this question. How is he a chauvinist? Please explain that. Because chauvinism, in the context that you're applying it in, certainly does not fit this man, because he does not act in a very chauvinistic way. He does not go for male superiority in the fact of denigrating females. In fact, we all know logically that he talks about a specific population of black women. We know this. We hear him say this. Hell, even Sansaray has admitted this in her 5-part video conversation with me. Right. Next, bigot. Okay, yeah. Bigotry usually applies on a racial level. And I'll give you that. To some people, it sounds very racist against his own race. But you have no evidence. That thing that backs up the stupid shit that flies out of your pie hole. Yeah, let's go with that. Misogynist. Okay, this is probably the closest thing you have gotten to maybe being anywhere close to spot on. And that close is about 3 miles wide. But for some reason, you seem to believe that this is what he is, but can't prove it. Now, the most laughable thing you said in that video was that you challenged him to a debate and you challenged him to an IQ test. See, an IQ test only improves your thinking capacity, your ability to apply your intelligence, how much knowledge you absorb. As far as a debate, well, that's right, it would be an epic fail because you just spit drywall out of your freaking cake hole. Look, miss, I don't really understand what is it you're trying to prove. In fact, I find the fact that your channel name, BigotryFreeTv, is quite a misnomer, because all the things you do is and spit out of your channel is misandry, hatred. But you want to point the finger at other people and accuse them of being bigoted, being sexist, being all types of dumb tomfoolery. I think you need to stop talking. In fact, you asked this man a question, why hasn't he killed himself yet? I have to ask you the same thing. You have 2 or 3 bastard children by different men. You want to propose yourself to be a faith-driven person, which, by the way, you're living the life of an abomination. What else can I say? Oh, you posture yourself to be quite intelligent when you're quite an idiot. You know, there's a proverb in the Bible that says, a fool's lips walks into a fight and his mouth invites a beating. That's you. Now, I'm not saying that to say someone's going to physically put their hands on you, but let's be realistic. You're walking to with the premise of debating somebody, and you're going to absolutely get your ass smashed. And you would deserve it because you've been out here making a fool of yourself. And the funny thing is, your supporters don't have the common sense to pay attention to what you're really saying and say, I'm not going to partake of it. Now, you may ask, why am I continuously watching your videos and coming after you? Well, you see, I have a thing in life where I don't like people spreading bullshit. I have a thing about people, especially when they direct things at men. I take that personally because, well, I'm a man. And I think I can stand up on my own 2 feet and defend my manhood and defend the brotherhood of men from idiots like you. And even though you saw a quote unquote a self-proclaimed feminist, I want to break this down for you, honey. You are a misandrist. Feminism calls for the equality amongst the genders, and I have no problem with that. I have a problem when feminism becomes female superiority, which in turn is misandry, which in turn is the movement you're a part of. Now, if you want to debate that, man, fine, be my guest. I'll get the popcorn. I'll call the guys and the girls over, and we'll sit down with pizza, wings, and beer, and watch you get mercilessly slaughtered because you've earned it. You can't even debate me, and I'm a no-name. I got a small, tiny little following. You can't even debate me on the logic. So how you gonna debate that man? You can't debate any other regular everyday YouTuber who's maybe got a small following or no name at all. But you want to go after this man for what? Because you want views. That's what you want. That's what you keep putting his name in the title for. It's sad, isn't it? The steps that motherfuckers take to get views. It's sad. But strangely enough, it's not unexpected. So here's my challenge to you. How about you debate me instead? Because if you can beat my logic, if you can beat me, certainly you have no problem beating him. And we think in the same, me and that gentleman, we think pretty much in the same vein. So maybe you can debate me, and I'll even go as far as say, we'll do this live. We'll do it live. I'll set up a Skype, and you can screen record the Skype, and we can debate on the facts. You give me the topic. We'll take a week to prepare, and come with the A game. Because I promise you, you're going to get that ass smashed. I'm going to personally make it my business to embarrass you. Not in the defense of Mr. Sotomayor, no, not at all. But for all men, I'm going to make it my personal business to shut you the hell up. Permanently. I'm going to embarrass you in such a way that you're never going to want to make YouTube videos again. And if by chance you do decide to continue making these videos, no one will listen. Because you're an idiot. For one, you totally misuse every word that you have in your video to make yourself sound intelligent when you are far from it. This is the problem I have with you. There would be no issue with what you were saying if it had merit and logic, but it doesn't. And the worst part about it is, these real honest feminists who are really about what they spit out, you give them a bad name. I'm even offended for them. And most of them I can't stand. And I'm offended for them. So imagine, please imagine what it would feel like to hear that, for them to hear what you're saying. Well, I think that all about concludes that, so I'm going to say just end this segment with this. If you think for a New York minute that you're going to get away with some of the dumb shit you've been spouting, I promise you, I'm going to follow you around. I'm going to make responses to you. I'm going to keep pressuring you until you respond to me. You can't keep ignoring me forever. And believe me, I can devote one video a week to you, every week, for as long as it takes. Until I get my response out of you. Until we have this debate. Because simply, if you cannot defeat my logic, you can't defeat his logic, which means, of course, you can't defeat Tariq Nasheed's logic, you can't defeat Jason Black, Painless Rising. Hell, I'm pretty sure you can't even defeat Archduchess's logic. So, this is simply a challenge to put up or shut up. Either step up to the plate and argue your point, or go sit your punk ass down. Deuces.